Hello there, and welcome to part 2 of What If Charlos Joined the Straw Hat, an April Fool joke of a series which has a celestial dragon become a straw hat. How will the story go? For that, continue watching. So, without any further ado, let's get started. With the 22-year-old Charlos joining the Straw Hat as his first mate, he, Luffy, and Kobe all travel to Shell's town, where Kobe recommends some change of clothes, since Charlos looks weird to all of the surrounding people. Luffy suggests that too, and since Charlos thinks that Luffy knows all of the answers to his problems, he does what is said, changing into a nice, normal cloth. The one which is shown in the image, by the way. They hear about the demon, Roronoa Zoro, and Luffy is curious, deciding to look into him. All three of them go to the marine base, where they see Zoro, as well as Helmeppo, who throws a kid off the walls. Luffy catches the kid, and Kobe is shocked at how Marines are acting. Charlos mentions that this isn't new, as Marines are the dogs of the world nobles like him, and dogs also kill random rats off the ground. Kobe is horrified at Charlos calling Marines a dog and normal humans a rat. Charlos asks what the problem is, as Marines were formed to serve the world nobles only. Sure, they eventually went about justice or something, but their primary job is to service the world nobles, from accompanying them to any island or getting rid of annoyances such as pirates or even normal citizens. Kobe is horrified, but Charlos continues, explaining how that one Admiral Sasasuke or Admiral Akainu is a really good person, as he kills anyone that the Celestial Dragon wants. As Charlo explains more of the politics of the world governments and the Marines, Luffy strikes a deal with Zoro, intending on making him his new crewmate. Luffy goes searching for Zoro's three swords while Charlos meets Zoro. Not really impressed by Zoro that much. As Zoro opens his mouth to flip Charlos off, Marines start flocking in due to the commotion, with their captain, who is Captain Morgan, accompanying them. As they have been surrounded with guns pointing at them, Charlos looks amused, as he didn't expect them to shoot him of all people. Charlos introduces him as a celestial dragon, shocking Kobe, but Morgan just laughs. He doesn't believe Charlos at all because, number one, a celestial dragon is a fat ass and an ugly as hell. So there's no way a slim and smooth person will ever be a celestial dragon. Number two, a celestial dragon will never come to this island of all places. The most interesting thing in this island is Morgan himself. Number three, even if Charlos was a celestial dragon, it wouldn't matter because Morgan is the ruler of this island, as he has the highest post of this island. Charlos is shocked by how mocking Morgan sounds. Charlos gets angry, threatening Morgan by saying that the admirals will kill him if Charlos just instructs him to. Morgan laughs once again, saying that even if he were a celestial dragon, all he would be is a pathetic person with no achievement of his own, leeching off his ancestors, shocking Charlos. Charlos remembers Luffy telling him about earning, and what Morgan says is kind of true. Charlos has never achieved anything in his life which he has personally earned, which is horrifying to think of. Morgan tells his soldiers to shoot Charlos, telling Charlos that he has committed a crime of impersonating a celestial dragon, meaning that Charlos is sentenced to death. The soldiers fire at Charlos, fearing Morgan's raid, as Charlos defends himself with what defense he knows, but to his surprise and everyone around, the bullets just slip off his smooth and shiny body without injuring him. Kobe is the first one to realize it, as he remembers Charlos eating a devil fruit which was in Alvida's possession. He explains to Charlos that he has eaten a devil fruit and by the looks of it, somehow gained the ability to make things slip when coming in contact with him, just like his fat slipped off him. Charlos truly doesn't understand what that means, but he does understand that he is not getting hit from the bullets. Luffy arrives on time, bringing Zoro's swords with him. Kobe frees Zoro, and Zoro deals with the Marines along with Luffy, swearing to join Luffy's crew. With that, they defeat Morgan before leaving the island in a new boat, along with a new crewmate. Zoro gets to know about Charlos, and Charlos surprisingly gets to respect Zoro as the same way he gets to respect Luffy, even though he still sees them beneath him. Both of them have knowledge that he doesn't have, and he will use them to learn it. Unfortunately, Luffy, Zoro, and Charlos get stranded on the seas with no food in sight. Luffy vanishes when he tries to catch a bird, making Zoro and Charlos go after him. Zoro is pissed off at Charlo lazing around while he has to do the job. When he confronts Charlos about it, Charlos just lazily says that it is Zoro's job due to him being a commoner. Zoro kind of understood Charlos' character and it is an annoying one. While Charlos wants to learn something, but he doesn't put any effort into it, thinking that he'll earn with his luck or something. These are the kind of people Zoro hates. Someone who doesn't even put effort into his goals, lazing around his entire life. Zoro and Charlos get help in the form of some buggy pirates who point towards Orange Island. There, Zoro saves a woman who Luffy wants in his crew as a navigator, Nami. Zoro fights the captain of the buggy pirates, Buggy, who is easily cut off. Buggy ate the chopped fruit though, making him immune to slashes. Zoro is unfortunately injured and is going to be killed as Charlos looks on from the side, not knowing what to do. Luffy screams at Charlos to do something and Buggy looks towards the other member of the crew, seeing him as a weakling. Buggy sets one of his hands to kill Charlos, who gets scared as the swords come to him, but it slips right off his skin, shocking everyone. Charlos remembers what Kobe told him about his Delphood ability, which allows him to slip from everything. Charlos finally moves forward, getting arrogant enough to think that no attack will harm him. A god. Buggy tries more of his attacks, but all of it slips out of his reach, making Buggy even more angry. Zoro notices that Charlos isn't doing anything and realizes that Charlos doesn't even know how to fight, even throw a punch, which makes him wince in pain. He calls out to Charlos, telling him to rush forward with a punch, with Charlos questioning why he needs to do that. Zoro tells him that if he wants to earn something, he needs to do it with his own two hands and lazing around is not going to help him achieve his dream. Charlos understands, so he does what Zoro says, rushing towards Buggy who easily dodges the attack, commenting on how pathetic Charlos is as he's so slow. Charlos gets angry and he tries attacking once again, but Buggy is annoyed, trying to slash at Charlos, but this sudden movement makes Charlos giddy enough to slip up, surprisingly sliding to the floor as he collides with some of Buggy members, making them slippery as well and making them collide with more of the Buggy members. This causes a chain reaction which causes every single Buggy member to be slipped out of the building they are in. Buggy looks on, flabbergasted, as Luffy looks on, impressed by Charlos. Nami is confused as to what happened, but Zoro continues coaching Charlos how to fight Buggy. Buggy easily dodges all of the attacks, but Zoro uses his chance to get the Buggy ball on Buggy, making Nami light it up. Buggy is horrified, but is not able to dodge, getting hit by the Buggy ball and gets sent flying out of the island due to the force of the Buggy ball. Everyone finally breathes a breath of relief as Nami opens Luffy's cage, making him thank her. As Luffy picks up Zoro, the remaining members of the Buggy Pirates come up for revenge, making Luffy toss Zoro to Charlos. And due to Charlos' slippery body, Zoro slips out of Charlos' body and falls to the ground, groaning in pain. Luffy defeats all of the remaining Buggy Pirates by himself, surprising Nami with his strength. Later on, Zoro is healed by the residents of the village before Nami decides to partner up with the crew, making the crew have a total of 4 members. As they leave, Zoro decides to take on a role of a teacher to Charlos, helping him learn how to fight, which Charlos really doesn't want to do, but Zoro manipulates him by incurring his feelings about earning things himself. Along the way, Luffy gives some tips on how Charlos can use his Delphood, as they reach an island where exotic animals live, meeting Gaimon and eventually reaching his syrup village, meeting Usopp. With that, this is where I'm going to end this part right here, with Charlos learning how to fight from both Luffy, a Delphood expert, and Zoro, a seasoned fighter. How will Charlos grow stronger? What will be his first fight? Will he lose or will he win? For that, continue watching. So if you guys enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more great content, share the video with your fellow weebs, and comment down below your opinion on what matters. Until then,